Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest iteration of the web series The Burning Ones. If you're new to the series, there is a playlist listed down below in the description. And as always, I hope that you enjoy. Chapter 21, Time for Tea. I stood in front of the kitchenette in my room. My mind was not quiet, but it was night, so everything else was. I pressed the button on the side of Alison's tea kettle and stared at the clear glass, watching the water slowly bubble as it heated. Of all the stupid things to happen this month, all the insane, ridiculous things, I had to add an insatiable desire for plant water. Plant water. I mean, really. What kind of intelligent life goes, I would very much like to know what water tastes like after boiling roots leaves seeds and flowers in it, and then becomes addicted to the taste. I realized I was lost in thought when the kettle began whistling. I shut off the power and added the tea before it woke Alison. When the sheepdogs learned about my newfound fixation on tea, they all pitched in something. Don gave me a teacup, but not a human-shaped teacup. This one had an elongated oval shape and would fit my mouth, unlike the round human cups, which were really good for pouring tea all over my shirt. I think Don read about the seraphim and then made it himself. Breaker felt very strongly that I needed my own teaspoon and somehow turned a silver Terran coin into a beautiful spoon. CV and Mark both acquired teas which were suitable for my species, and then had them double-checked in the lab just to be certain. I couldn't understand why they were all being so friendly. In the days to come, we might all die horribly, but that shouldn't make us friends by default. Whatever. It was not that I was ungrateful. I was actually terribly fond of these sheepdogs. I just didn't get it. CV told me that Don never makes friends on assignments, that he must enjoy my company to have shown such interest. Why would one who never makes friends make a friend of me? I poured my tea, added some sugar with a special spoon, and then pulled the chair next to Alison's bed so that I could sit next to Shadow. This is my life. I cannot believe this is my life. I am having tea with a creature that is older than the universe. Tell me something, I said to Shadow. I inhaled the vapor coming off my cup. What happened with these corrupted ones? What do they want? Why are they doing this? Do you, your people, not know desire? Shadow responded. Of course we do. And fear? Yes, I said, unsure where he was going. All living creatures know fear. This universe is very different than the one before. When we came here, many changed. But you didn't become corrupted. I turned my eyes down, away from Shadow, and read the inscription on the bottom of my cup. Take some more tea. It was probably something Don read in a book. Shadow remained silent, pensive, but eventually continued. I have a purpose. It is greater than my fears. Shadow's wings glowing brighter, casting a warm light on Alison's face as she slept. My desire to protect. My needs are fulfilled in my service. I smiled slightly and sipped my tea. They're corrupted. What do they want? Shadow turned his head, moving quickly and snapping like I've never seen him do outside of battles. His eyes flashed white. Everything. Alison stirred in her bunk. Shadow's eyes dimmed and turned his attention back to her, but continued, speaking softly. We, bought them for control of the human world at the beginning. We cast them into the darkness and held them there. But sometimes they slip out. They strike down the ones guarding the most vulnerable humans, and they take their place. That's horrible. I was banished once. By the time I made my way back out of the darkness, my human had been dead for decades. The pain was abundantly clear in Shadow's normally even voice. They've done horrible things, and I fear died alone in pain. That is worse, I said. My eyes drifted to the black box sitting on my bed. I knew what was inside it. We must stop this, Seraph, Shadow said. I would almost say that he was desperate. A creature like this should not exist. It is against the order of things. The human reinforcements will be arriving in the morning. The sheepdogs, and I believe that we have a way to locate Kareen. I'll be going with them. It should be enough. I drank the last of my tea, set my cup in the washer, and rested the edge of my bed. I noticed that Allison had stitched up a hole I tore in the blanket earlier this week. "Everything will be okay soon." "Are you going to open your box, Seraph?" Shadow asked. "No, I am not." I picked up the box. I'd seen many like it. Too many. I offered it to Shadow and asked, "You wouldn't happen to be able to banish this into the darkness for me?" "I cannot." "Thought not." I pitched the box into my footlocker and slammed the lid. "Guess it'll have to sleep in there." "But will you sleep, Seraph?" Shadow's voice was silky. It echoed more than usual and continued asking, "Or will you dream?" I lifted my blankets and curled up inside them. "I hope I won't dream. Did you dream today?" "Always, Seraph. Though, of late," Shadow's voice dropped to a whisper, "I have dreamt many dreams of you." That's... I pulled the blanket a little tighter as a chill crept across my skin. I didn't know what that meant. Shadow looked at me. His eyes were soft and warm. "Will you not take the blade, Seraph?" That didn't surprise me. Shadow could probably see through the box. "I'm never touching one of those things again." Shadow's eyes sparkled. Blue flames snapped and burnt, pushing the edges of his eye sockets. A ripple of blue fire flashed over the surface of his wings and then disappeared. The flames in his eyes died down, burning orange like hot coals. He turned back to face Allison's bunk and said, "Then it has begun." End of chapter. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Sevaren Serberous, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Casper Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon W.R.E, and Sevaren Serberous. Thank you very much.